are really locked into a two-quarterback set at times. Ricardo Juarez is getting the start tonight. He's got the most touchdowns on the team. As another pop pass. They open the same way around the edge. Salvador Castro brought it into the opposition's territory. Did he get enough for a first down? He should have. It'll be close. And it looks like they did. They haven't yet moved the chains so far, so maybe they're a yard shy. Yep, it's 2nd down and 1 after the Castro pop pass around the edge. They'll use their receivers a lot in the running game, especially Darius Haskins.
Yeah, they all block. They all try and get the ball out in space, and it's really, really effective for this team.
They go inside the tackles this time, and that's enough of a first down for what is the leading rusher on this team, Shamar Parker.
Number 21, Parker. To the 41, first down.
So a new set of sticks for Pooney Ellis, the play caller for Buckeye Union. Parker on the season. Their leading receiver, or their leading rusher rather, their leading receiver is Haskin, who also has over 600 yards of total offense. They move another man in motion. Juarez with a little bit of time. He gets giddy and moves outside, steps up and steps out for a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 on the way.
It's a great job by Juarez. There's really nowhere to go downfield. Yuma Catholic's doing a great job just staying on their man, and he's able to just see some open space and take what the defense has given him.
No looks yet for Darius Haskin. Haven't seen him get a touch. It's rare that this offense goes without him. 2nd down, they gave him 4, and they will hand it off to Parker again. A wily little scat back as he gets a pair.
Yeah, Parker may be the leader in rushing yards on this team, but this offense doesn't really focus on one guy. They give it all to everyone. They've got 4 guys over 150 yards rushing this season.
And now on 3rd down, it's a chance for Juarez to roll out. Looking downfield, overthrew his intended target. He had Davon Standard wide open down the near sideline, but couldn't connect. It's 4th down in an awkward spot. You're too far away to kick. You're probably too close to punt.
Yeah, it's always a tough spot to see for coaches. I mean, you got to be expecting probably one of the top plays in that playbook right now to hopefully get themselves a good chunk of yards for that first down, but it's a really dangerous play right here.
Still haven't seen Haskin. He's at the top of the screen, number 3 in yellow. Juarez trying to call out a play, and he checks it off. Ricardo Juarez, the senior, 6'1", 175, leads this team in touchdown passes in 2023. Gets it on 4th and 4. They go back to the same play, and Standard caught it this time, but then he dropped it on the way, and they turn it over on downs.
Standard also turn the ball over on downs.
That Yuma Catholic sideline's got to be ecstatic over what they saw. This Buckeye offense is nothing to joke about, and being able to shut them out on that first drive, it's got them in a really good spot to be able to really start to impose their game plan early on.
Yeah, that's a Yuma Catholic defense that hasn't allowed more than 4 touchdowns this season. That was all the way back in the first game of the year when they beat Marcos Deniza 56-28. Ever since then, nobody's eclipsed 20 against the Shamrocks. They get the ball back. We liked what we saw from them the first time they had it.
Yeah, this team really doesn't like to keep things close. They average a 3-score game almost every game.
They go with 2 running backs next to Ott. His second drive, they will hand it off to one of them. Here's Rocky Stallworth. Or maybe it's Tate Ford, because of course it is. Stumbling down the sidelines for 6. One play and another one. Tate Ford dominating.
Ford, just a great play there. The linemen are able to get up to the 2nd level, and some of the Buckeye linebackers just got washed up and just got caught on each other there. Ford, he just immediately hits the hole, and it's a dead sprint from there.
That gap was wide open. The offensive line did their jobs. And that's the 2nd score of the game for Yuma Catholic. Under 5 minutes into this game, and it's already a 2-score lead for the team from Arizona's Southwest. Extra point for Bloomquist for the 2nd time today. He's a big kicker. All of 6'3", 200. Snap holder good, and Bloomquist's booming boot sends it through. It's 14-0, 7:22 to go, first quarter.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity.
2 drives, 2 touchdowns for Yuma Catholic. The offense humming along on Friday night on the Varsity Sports Show. Ryan Sikora, Stephen Buxton. We thank you, as always, for joining us for Buckeye Union High School football out here in the wonderful city of Buckeye. Hawks got to get something going, though, here. The home team on Breast Cancer Awareness Night in an early hole. They weren't able to get the ball to their star receiver, Darius Haskin, the first drive.
Yeah, if you're Coach Ellis, you got to just scheme up something to get your players the ball immediately. Whether it's one of those pop passes, whether it's play action trying to get them wide open off of some kind of broken coverage, off of a different look, you just got to get the ball. You got to get him the ball as soon and as often as you can.
That kick went out of bounds, so at the 35, they will start the second drive. Ricardo Juarez, the quarterback, the first time, missed on one throw, made another on fourth down by the receiver. Any rhythm will help him the rest of the way. You can really see the potential, though, in this Buckeye Union offense. They have put up at least 30 in every game this season. Even in the defeat last week, like we talked about on the first drive, they put up 36 in that loss to Northwest Christian. The Crusaders won here on the road. A handoff around the edge. Shamar Parker with space. He's brought down. He held on to the football. Got about 6, maybe 7, before he was met on the outside by Daryl Coleman.
Yeah, Parker, he's a pretty big back. He brings a good physical element to this offense, and if they're able to get just chunk plays like that, big 5-6 yard runs, this Buckeye offense is in a pretty good spot.
He's 5'9", 180, can do it all for this offense. They will give it to him again. Here's Shamar Parker breaking a seam and into the third level, stutter step. Shamar Parker with a big gain down at the 28. Maybe got an extra yard after that. And this is where the Hawks offense are at its best, when Shamar Parker is on the ground and going. After the big run, he's going to come right back out. 2 running backs next to the quarterback, Juarez. The other is Ali Mohammadi, 5'10" junior. Still no touches for Haskin. They're looking towards him. Juarez, with time, will tuck, run, and Rocky Stallworth was there to meet him, but Juarez broke a tackle before getting barreled to the ground. That was Dagan Dunn.
Yeah, I don't really see what he was doing right there. I mean, he could have rolled out to the right, had some space, possibly get a couple yards. Instead, he decides to basically run straight into a brick wall. He was lucky to break a tackle, could have got a couple yards, but it's second and long for this Hawks offense, and they're almost in the red zone, but they got to get something better than that.
Little 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 from the 25 for Juarez. Play action, he dropped the football. Who dove on it first? Juarez was there. We'll see who they give it to. Yuma Catholic has it.
Number 75, Jace Young.
It was Jace Young that pounced on it. Going for the second straight drive.
Yeah, for this Yuma Catholic defense, he's just right place, right time. It's no funny business. You see the ball just land on it, hold on to it, and Yuma Catholic's thanking him for that.
A 14-0 game. A pair of turnovers for Buckeye Union against the best team in the state for 4A football. Ott outside, caught, easy pitch and catch to get Sir Stokes the football as he breaks a couple of ankles and gets a first down. Work.
Yeah, Stokes 6'3". He's just a big target. He's able to get open in the red zone often, and he's a good place for Yuma Catholic to look.
They really like the junior. Ott will go back in his direction, goes up and gets that one. Breaks off a tackle and is wrapped out of bounds. That's Pablo Cardenas.
Again, at 6'3", you can run a lot of those quick outs. You can run a lot of those quick now routes, and he's just able to, whether or not the corner is on him, he's just going to be able to go up for it and beat most corners.
They gave him just 4 yards, so it's 2nd down and 6. 2 running backs again next to the quarterback, Ott. It's a pitch to Stallworth. This is Rocky Stallworth up the middle. Rocky goes inside the 20, 15, 10, and Rocky Stallworth breaks a couple tackles, bounces around the boundary, and it's in for a touchdown. Another one for Yuma Catholic.
Ryan, Daryl Coleman, he's going to get a standing ovation in film tomorrow because he's 30, 40 yards downfield just continuing to block, and he's part of the reason that Coleman was able to get into the end zone.
Big plays in this first quarter. Can compete with these guys. Yuma Catholic are legit. Bloomquist for the 3rd time today. His holder is Coleman, who can't get that standing ovation yet. It's up and good. It's 21-zip. 5 minutes 4 to go in the opening quarter from Buckeye.
We see it just as you do. We recognize difficulty, and while our jobs as journalists is to report news, we choose positive, uplifting stories that can inspire you, make you think, make you smile. We thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show.
So after a couple of big play touchdowns, it's a 21-0 lead, almost out of nowhere. 3 scores in almost 7 minutes, and the #1 team in the country showing you exactly why, or in the state for 4A, showing you exactly why. Yards after catch and big plays, they have been really, really good tonight on offense.
Yeah, Ryan, it's a shock to your system for this Hawks team. I mean, you came in, or you're here in your home turf, and immediately just punched in the face by an opponent you knew was going to be tough, but I don't think they saw themselves down 21-0 this early on.
Turnover on downs and a fumble have been the 2 drives for Buckeye Union, as their 3rd's on the way, and it's another bobbled ball and a chance to return, and he's blown up inside the 20. The return man was once again Davon Standard. I tell you, though, the offense has been in rhythm for Buckeye Union. They're getting great running plays out of Shamar Parker, but they're struggling to keep control of the football.
Yeah, they just need to be able to finish drives, be able to get that last play, and be able to move the chains. You can't be going for the big play every single game. Take the 3, 4, maybe 5 yards at times when it's 3rd and 4, and just live to play another down.
From just inside the 20 on the 19. 1st and 10. Juarez the QB, handoff Shamar Parker, and he bounces backwards for a pair.
I mean, Buckeye, they've got a chance. I mean, it's not like they're out of the game. It's the first quarter. It's just a really big shock to their system, but they've got to be happy what they're seeing with Parker. Every play, he's still able to fall forward and get positive yards.
Juarez rolling, looking, layering a throw for Haskin, and he's broken up. That's the first time they target Darius Haskin. It was blanketed coverage from Jeremiah Polk.
Again, they just have to continue that, have to continue trying to feed Haskin. He's got 9 touchdowns this year. You can't just let that go. You can't just, even if he's double covered like that, you got to just give him a shot.
He's a special player at this level, Darius Haskin. Was even that last year and the year before that. He's been a guy for a long time for this Buckeye Union High School program that's been the guy. 3rd down and 7. Juarez will tuck. And Stallworth, as he ran right over him, lost the football. He hit the ground first. And did Ricky Juarez have a chance to get there? He's going to be right at the sticks. They'll move him.
What better way to get your team hyped up a little than the quarterback just showing toughness right there, just running right over one of the Yuma Catholic linemen. Juarez, just a great play to be able to get the first down.
Over 200 rushing yards on the season for Ricardo Juarez as they give it back to their leading rusher, Parker, on 1st down. He got a yard down at the 30.
But again, with Juarez, I mentioned you gotta. It's about taking what's given to you, not forcing the play downfield. They might have had Haskin, they might have had a shot with him on the seam down the middle, but he was pretty well covered. Do you want to force that? Do you want to risk the pick? He was able to get the 3 yards in front of him and keep the drive going.
They pop pass it, and this is Haskin around the outside. He's blown up, but stays on his feet. Haskin cutting right, cutting left, and looking to go somewhere. It's a whole pack of white jerseys, and the man to finally bring him down is Hayden Beck.
That's a great play by Yuma Catholic, and it's one of the few times break a tackle just turns into complete disaster for your team. Haskin, I mean, he would have, you never want to go down immediately, but he would have been 10 yards better off if he did right when he got hit.
He lost 11, so now it's 3rd down and 20. Clock is ticking. There's a little less than 3 to play in this opening quarter. 2 big play touchdowns and a lot of broken tackles for Yuma Catholic. Have us in an early blowout opportunity for the #1 team in the state. Top 10 matchup in 4A. #1 Yuma Catholic
Buckeye.
are going to go to the sideline after a Buckeye Union timeout. We'll hang out. We'll talk it through on 3rd and 20. It's a little bit of a weird one, already down 21 points.
Yeah, I mean, this early in the game, you can't completely change the game plan. You can't completely abandon your approach. But the good thing for Buckeye is they're not a one-dimensional offense. They pass it, they run it just about as well either way. So they can keep the playbook open. It's just you need to be able to finish these drives. You can't have these negative plays if you're Buckeye. And obviously, it's easier said than done when you're going.
Hawks at their back end. 2 minutes and 38 to go in the opening stanza. Under the lights at home for the 2nd straight week. 5-1 on 3rd and 20. Juarez looking downfield. He'll chuck one down there. He's got his man, the receiving target, on the far side. That is picked up enough for the first down, maybe. I think it was Michael Saniga.
Ryan Saniga and Juarez, just a great job there. Yuma Catholics running what looked like a soft cover 2 look. Saniga is able to find just a soft spot downfield on a little comeback route, and Buckeye is in business now.
4th and 1. It was Davon Standard on the 19-yard catch as Yuma come to the line, show pressure, and Juarez will check out of it. 2nd 4th down attempt of the day. The last one was a bobbled catch and drop from the sophomore Standard early on in this quarter. This is a big play. Parker, maybe the guy who could get it here. 4th down and 1. They will give it to Shamar Parker, and Juarez will keep it and push and pull. And he's brought back. Forward progress important here. I think they're going to give it to him.
To the 39.
And he might have gotten just enough, and he did. Maybe by an inch.
Well, I said before that the Buckeye offense was in business. I was wrong. I didn't realize that he didn't get all the way there, but getting that first down, now they are. They're at the 40-yard line. If they could keep this drive going, if they could just avoid the negative plays, Buckeyes got a shot to continue to keep this as a good football game.
The longest play for the Hawks today, that 19-yard gain, set up the 4th and 1. Juarez taking a shot downfield, was looking for an intended target. That was Castro who had to come back and get it. Hit the turf with 1:52 to go. It's the first time they've really given Ricky Juarez the chance to take a shot.
Yeah, he did all he did, or all he could do. He had Hayden Beck just bearing down on him immediately. An off-platform throw, couldn't get everything into it. Almost had a shot at a huge play, though.
I'll tell you what, that long throw brought every bit of this game back to life. Even though it's still a 3-score game, Juarez will keep, and he is wrapped up. Perhaps got a pair of yards there.
Number 6, Juarez.
It was
Polk
on the tackle, as well as Rocky Stallworth, who's pretty much going to be on every tackle tonight.
Yeah, Stallworth, he leads this team in tackles. He's got great numbers so far, but right now he's got over 50 tackles on the year, or over 50 assists on the year. He's got 79 total tackles, though. He's been a huge part for this Yuma Catholic front seven.
3rd down and 8 again. Can they pull up some magic like they did on the last one? Out into the flat, it's caught at the sideline, right at the sticks. And Castro had enough for the first down by my eyes.
It was open, sometimes hit the checkdowns, and again, it's just a matter of keeping the drive going.
1st and 10, and Juarez will keep it. Read option around the edge, and he's tripped up as they roll into Shamrock territory.
Haskin out wide, showing a bit of that physicality that the senior's got. He's 6 foot, 160, but he's out there throwing a massive block on one of the Yuma Catholic linebackers to keep the play going, and nearly a first down for Buckeye if he could have broken a tackle.
Not as much Shamar Parker on this drive. It's 2nd down and 3. Another play action chance as Juarez goes downfield and threw it into the dirt, was looking for Castro, who's been the heavy target on this drive. It's 3rd and 3.
They had a shot there, but he just flat out underthrew Castro. If he gets the Castro in stride, that could be a touchdown.
They've converted 2 3rd downs already on this drive. They go 2 running backs next to Juarez. They will hand it off to Parker. Shamar Parker with another first down as he runs over Hunter Hancock.
Takes it to the 37. First down high.
Parker early on showing why he's one of the center points of this offense. He brings a few different dimensions. He's not the biggest running back, but again, he's able to still bring that physicality, able to run over linebackers.
As that'll bring us to the end of quarter number 1. It's a 21-0 Yuma Catholic lead. They've gotten there off a couple of mistakes from the Buckeye offense, which is finally catching its stride as we go to quarter number 2 here on the Varsity Sports Show. Friday Night Lights rolls along.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road, just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Start of the second quarter, Buckeye Union driving their offense off to a slow start, even with Darius Haskin not getting a lot of numbers, though, especially on this drive. Not a lot of touches. They're still posing a threat here on drive number 3. It's 1st and 10 from inside the 40. We get a look at Haskin, his numbers on the season, those 9 touchdowns we brought up earlier. He's kind of been the guy. Not too much going on for him tonight as Juarez on 1st and 10 across the middle. It's caught by Standard, or rather Castro, who has been the guy. How about this start for Salvador Castro? He's been the go-to man for his quarterback Juarez.
Yeah, Buckeyes just been able to find Castro. They're working the middle of the field fairly well. I think they got to lean into that more. They've had some really good looks in between the hashes, and for Haskin, they just need to get him the ball. He's their second leading rusher, too, so if they could get him involved in the running game just to get his hands on the ball, it could provide some great dividends for this offense.
Another first down pickup. There's Haskin going in motion. They will finally set one up for him to get active as he tries to run over a guy right at the line to gain, and could have been a yard short. He's marked at the 18.
To the 17.
But if you're Buckeye Catholic, you got to like what you're seeing from Ellis, just immediately trying to get Haskin involved, more so this drive than the last 2. So if you can get him.
I love you!
Officials blow this one dead for a second. Could also bring up another guy we talked about in the pregame, Ted Scow, who has not been able to do a whole lot simply because his defense is kind of getting run over right now. You see some of Scow's numbers on your screen with 11 minutes and change to go in this first half. Juarez has it on 2nd and short. Feeling pressure, unloads across the middle, and hit as he caught it for a first down. Again, this offense cruising along. Was that Pablo Cardenas? And it was.
Again, this Yuma Catholic defense, they're so aggressive that they've often left the middle of the field open. So if Buckeye moving.
First down and 10 from just outside the 10, and Juarez tucks and runs, gets inside, tackled at the 8-yard line.
On the stop, number 12, Dunn takes it to the 8.
Dagan Dunn on the tackle as they move out Cardenas and bring back Shamar Parker. You have to think you got to score here, already down 3 scores. Juarez, the quarterback. Haskin lined up in the slot. Ricardo Juarez can't evade, and did he stay on his feet? They say no. He's wrapped down after a big hit by Gustavo de las Rosas.
Number 33, Hayden Beck.
But Hayden Beck got to him first, and he'll pick up the sack.
To the 15.
Yeah, Beck his 4th sack of the year, and they had Nash Ott in on the play too. Just this Yuma Catholic front 7 continuing what they've done all year and terrorizing quarterbacks.
One of the best defenses in 4A, one of the best offenses in 4A. What does that make? The best team in 4A. Number 1 on the computer rankings. If they weren't the 3A enrollment school, they'd be eligible to play in the Open right now and probably would be in it, but because they're 3A enrollment, they won't be able to compete in that this year. Juarez on 3rd and 14. Looking up, stepping up. Juarez pointing out, and he's going to run it himself. Carries a couple back to the 10-yard line. Maybe gets 5 or 6, and it's 4th down. Here comes the kicking unit. Has to make sense here if you're Pooty Ellis. Get points on the board any way you can.
Yeah, this would be fourth down territory if they didn't get that sack on the play. Even if it was like fourth and 4, 4th and 5, anything 5 and below, they probably would go for it. But you just got to get points on the board at this point.
Place kicker is Rolando Negrete. Snap is good, hold is better, and Negrete up and through for a 28-yarder, 21-3. Buckeyes on the board on Friday night.
Hello, friends. Vince Alicio from the Varsity Sports Show. Thanks for allowing us into your lives every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. These are tough times globally. We see it just as you do. We recognize difficulty, and while our jobs as journalists is to report news, we choose positive, uplifting stories that can inspire you, make you think, make you smile. We thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show.
How about that? Buckeye gets points up on the table after a field goal from Rolando Negrete from 28 yards out. A really strong, long drive from the Hawks offense. Dives 3 scores tonight for Yuma Catholic. They're 21 points looming large on this one, right? And Stephen Buxton, he's the expert with us.
Yeah, Yuma Catholic, this defense is dominated, mostly led by their senior. It's mostly been led by Ted Scout, but he hasn't had a chance to really do anything because Buckeyes, played 10, 12 snaps on defense?
It was a big return on drive number 1. They didn't have to do a whole lot on the offensive end, and then a couple of big plays, and here's another great opportunity to return, and there's another one. Hancock. Just Hunter Hancock coasting his way through the yellow shirts, and he's just shy of the 50.
Hancock's had a really good game so far. He's shown his presence on basically every side of the ball. I mean, on that last play, he almost blocked the kick, and 2 good returns. He's provided a really good element to this Yuma Catholic team.
But you mentioned it, and we were kind of going through it. If that, 12 snaps for Yuma Catholic's offense so far. A great field position on drive number 1, and now on drive number 4, the 2 big plays for the running backs, Ford and Stallworth. Not a lot of work for Nashot, the starting QB. He will hand it off. This is Ford, and Tate Ford barrels his way over a couple of yellow shirts and gets into enemy territory. Brought down 3 yards shy for a gain of 7.
Takes it to the 46.
And again, they haven't been on the field much, but Ted Scout, he's been such a monster for them defensively.
Second down for Ott.
They're physical, and it's just really, really impressive to watch.
They have run south of 20 plays in this first half and have put up 28 points. Ott a handoff, and finally, there's some presence in the backfield for Owen Scott.
Well, there's really not the first miscue, but one of the first negative plays for this Yuma Catholic offense. That Buckeye defense able to just immediately get in the backfield, even though they had a couple good blocks up front, just able to get there and get the tackle for loss.
Ford lost a deuce, and it's 2nd and 12. From the 43. Time for Ott. Feels pressure now. Is wrapped down in the backfield. Here comes the defense for Buckeye Union. It's Lasana Keita.
Lasana Keita.
Keita, really a great play by him, but up front, Yuma Catholic didn't account for him. He just came completely unblocked off the edge. Nothing that you could do as anyone on the Yuma Catholic offense when you've got free rushers just bearing down on your quarterback.
Nobody touched him. And now it's 3rd down and 21. Adversity for Nash Ott and this Yuma Catholic offense. They will get him outside. They will try and have him. He held on to the football somehow, and he goes even further back. Another sack. That one a coverage one.
Okay, number 11, off, thrown for a loss.
Well, I don't know what Coach Ellis told his team in between drives or during the timeout, but it's working so far. This Buckeye defense looks like a different animal from what they've looked like during the first couple drives of the game.
It was a much better showing there with 3 minutes and change to go till we get to halftime. First chance for Haskin to return a punt as they will Aussie style this one, and Haskin will watch it bounce across the boundary, and inside their own 40 is where we will get to see Ricky Juarez again. Gotta get the running game going. Shamar Parker, fantastic on those first couple drives, was not on the last one when we saw the first punt of this game.
Buckeyes got to be able to get him involved. I mean, it's been working so far mostly. Other than that last drive, you've got to get him a couple screens here and there. Just open up more of the running game instead of just pounding the rock down the middle, because at some point, Yuma Catholic, they've been loading up the box, and they haven't had anywhere to go for Buckeye.
First down and 10. Buckeye Union will hand it off and nowhere to go. It's Salcedo again, bringing down the running back Parker.
Parker on the stop, number 51, Salcedo, lost on the play.
Don't look now, but if Buckeye can put 7 on the board before we go to break, they get the ball to start the second half. So, in theory, if they can get a 2 for 1, they'd be right back in this football game. Got to score first, though, going into the 15-minute interval. As they chuck it outside, and it's caught by Haskin for maybe a yard. Third down and 11.
And the Hawks still have a couple timeouts, and with how their defense played, if they could convert this, if they could work the sidelines, if they could possibly get a stop on defense and get the ball back, possibly going into halftime down to score.
We'll see how it goes. They got to score on this drive first. They're certainly taking their time and working the clock. It's third down and 11, and there's a timeout for Buckeye Union.
Timeout Hawks. Timeout Buckeye.
What do you like here?
I mean, if I'm Coach Ellis, again, you gotta feed Haskins, but I'm trying to work the sidelines. I don't want to use the last timeout potentially if you could get your defense out there with a quick 3 and out, but work the sidelines, maybe have Haskins in the slot working an out, or even maybe a jet sweep to a couple blockers out there. Just if they could get him in space, if they could get a good chunk play and get him out on the sideline to stop the clock, Buckeyes still got a chance. They could still keep this drive going.
Out of the timeout, Pooney Ellis and his offense get set for the biggest play of this first half. Down 25 for third down and 11. His quarterback, Ricardo Juarez, has shown solidly despite the scoreboard being as lopsided as it is. Running back is Parker. And here we go. It's a pop pass. They will look to throw it now, and they threw it into the turf. Something tells me that was a blown-up play, fourth down on the way.
I like the effort, though, going into the back of the playbook. I mean, I like the intent. Again, just this Yuma Catholic defense just has not been really at all.
So after an opening 4 drives for Yuma Catholic where they scored each time, and an opening 3 drives for Buckeye where they had a really good pieced together opportunities and then a field goal. We've seen 3 straight punts in this one. Fair caught inside the 25, and with a minute 57, there's a chance for this explosive Shamrocks team to maybe get one more touchdown on the board.
Yeah, and the explosives have really tonight come right from a guy they don't see a ton. Dunno, or he hasn't got a ton of targets this year. He's only got 1 touchdown, but 2 tonight. He's providing a different element for this Yuma Catholic offense.
We need all you spare line to go ahead and make your way. This is your
Or I'm sorry, I meant Coleman.
It's a big defensive drive here now for Buckeye. If they can get a stop, they might still have a look in this game. Pop pass was trying to get it to Coleman. It was batted down at the line of scrimmage, though. Good stuff on the outside from Egypt Bandon.
Pass batted down, 62. Bandon.
Quick play, stop the play quickly. Rather, quick play, stop the clock quickly. In the pistol. That's the snap. Clean pocket. Throwing downfield, and nobody was there. On different pages as Coleman was streaking down the seam.
Yeah, just either he had the wrong play in mind or Coleman had the wrong route, but just a miscommunication right there. Still able to get it within receiver, not getting the intentional grounding penalty, and so far it's looking like Yuma Catholic's going to be pretty happy in a little over a minute going into halftime up big.
Third and 10. Ott has to throw. Unloads wide open. Sir Stokes. Right at the line to gain. He got it by a yard.
Pass complete to number 2, Stokes.
Great play by Stokes. So far this year, he's been their go-to guy on offense. It hasn't been the same tonight, but big catch there, keeps the chains moving. And Yuma Catholic, everything's going right so far.
Nothing going well for Buckeye. Sidearm pass. It bounces into a dangerous area, and Coleman on another screen couldn't hang on. Minute 17 now in the first half. We've seen big plays ravage this first half for Yuma Catholic. Ott looking downfield will keep it himself and scramble and slide awkwardly. Just shy of the 40. It's going to be third down and 4.
I'm surprised he didn't go down immediately. It looked like the Buckeye front seven had him wrapped up at the line, but able to break a tackle, and now they're more manageable to keep this drive going.
A third and manageable with a minute 7. It's important to have that. Give yourself a chance to keep this drive going. Touchdown here would make it, with the extra point on top of it, a 35-3 game. By my math, that is a 4-score football game at halftime.
It's a lot of the same that we've seen with Yuma Catholic this year. Again, they average a 3-score game every single week, and it's really shown why they're the #1 team in not only the 4A West Valley, but they're #2 in 4A. I'm sorry, #1 in 4A.
They put a second back on the clock, so it's a minute 8. Here at the big Jumbotron at Olson Field. Some motion from Hancock. Ott feeling pressure, goes the other direction. Here's Hunter Hancock. Breaking down the sidelines. Nobody in front of Hunter Hancock. A late safety arriving, and did he push him out of bounds in time? He did.
Stepped out at the 2.
How about that hustle from the free safety to save a touchdown?
I mean, that's a great play by the Buckeye defense. Just able, it is just a true hustle play. And right there, the hustle paid off, and it prevented Hancock from another touchdown.
It might have been Brennan Randall
66.
who darted from the opposite numbers and made the play as Hunter Hancock goes 66 yards down to the 1.
But this really is like the breakout game for Hancock right now. Receiving, he's been a contributor. He's got 100 yards, but he hadn't had a touchdown going into this game.
They go heavy, they go Wildcat, a direct snap and rushing one in for a touchdown.
Number 12, Dunn.
And it's Dagan Dunn, and it is 34-3.
Just more physicality from that Yuma Catholic offense. They've shown it early, they've shown it often, and they've rode it to a massive, massive lead in a huge game for them.
They won 24-7 a week ago. They won 14-0 earlier in the year against Palma High School from Salinas, California. Those are the two closest games they've had. They had 22-17 win over Arizona College Prep. Wasn't really that close until the end. This has been a clinic in a top 10 matchup. And this to make it a 32-point lead with 49 seconds to go here in this first half. They couldn't get the block. Domination from the team from Arizona's Southwest. They're up big here on Friday night.
Hey listeners, it's Vince from the Varsity Sports Show. Tune in this Saturday as we broadcast live from the Arizona State Fair. It's been at the same location since 1905, and this year, the Varsity Sports Show will be there too. We'll also give you a double shot of funny with Ask Lucas and Beachin' with Beal's Southern California Surf Report. Start your weekend off with a smile with the Varsity Sports Show Saturday morning from 8 to 10 on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
A 35-3 football game after the extra point went through. Just domination, top to bottom. We said it going to break, we'll say it coming out. Easy stuff from Yuma Catholic, who looked ready to play after the long bus ride and have gotten to work.
You mentioned that 14-0 game, the 24-7 game last week. They were their closest games, but they're blowing teams out this year, and they haven't had an easy schedule. They're playing quality teams almost every week.
This one lifted up and in and out of the hands is going backwards and now forwards. A chance for a good return. There's a flag on the play behind, and now a flag on the play coming in. It was a decent little return from Easton Kerr.
Kerr, great job there. He's able to really just turn nothing into something right there. It looked like the play was going to be blown up almost right away, but we've got a flag on the field right now.
Yep, there was one in the back, one in the front. This is the first flag of the game.
It looks like this return is coming back.
On the return team. Block below the waist. That penalty is declined. Legal blindside block. Number 8. We will enforce that penalty. First down, Buckeye. Ball flag, that's a 15.
Trying to get the ref mic in our heads, but it went on Lasana Keita. Block in the back at the knees, and they go backwards with 40 seconds to play. 32-point deficit, pretty tough to look at here in week 8. Not a lot of time left in this season. They hand it off.
Ball number 21, Parker.
Shamar Parker, nowhere to go. Will that take us to halftime? We'll see. Quarterback is now Zach Bennett, who has appeared in every game. It's been a 2 QB system with Juarez coming in tonight. 37 of 62 for 470. He's got 1 pick and 8 touchdowns. Bennett came in 41 of 72 for more yards at 530. Only had the 6 touchdowns, and Bennett will tuck and run and look and try and escape, but he's brought down. And Stallworth there once again, and of course Salcedo, who's been great in this first half. And we'll go to halftime, Stephen. Tough one for a Buckeye, down 32.
Yeah, it's Yuma Catholic just really impressive. They're shown on every side of the ball why they're 7-0 and why they are the #1 team in 4A.
Referees are going to have a conversation here.
After the play,
there's unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense.
Will be enforced from the second half.
They're going to enforce that penalty to start the second half. That's the end of the first. 35-3. #1 Yuma Catholic. They're pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone would have expected this score so early on. I mean, you've got 2 of the top teams in 4A, but Yuma Catholic just flexing their muscle everywhere. And it hasn't been just one guy. It's been everyone, especially you've got Hancock. He's shown it in receiving. He's rushing. Everything's working.
Everything going well for the road team. A big-time 4-score lead at halftime on Friday night. The Varsity Sports Show with Buckeye Union High School football.
Sweep the Dodgers and pull off the upset and get to the National League Championship Series. We start in the bottom of the third. Perdomo getting the scoring started with a solo home run off Dodgers starter Lance Lynn. Take a look at it again. Perdomo hits it off his knee and goes deep to get them on the board. Cattell Marte, 2 batters later for the D-backs, facing Lance Lynn, and he's going to hit a monstrous solo home run that's way out of there to right field, and the D-backs double up their lead. The dugout loves it, and you can feel the D-backs having all the momentum in the world. But that wouldn't be it for the inning. 2 more batters later, Christian Walker, a line drive home run that also gets out, this time to left field on a 3-1 count, and it is 3-0. 3 homers in the inning for the D-backs. Take a look at it again. Christian Walker, tons of power, hit 33 in the regular season. There's another home run. Next batter, the very next one, Gabriel Moreno, goes to right field and out of here, but hang on a second. At first it was ruled a home run, but Jason Hayward and the Dodgers Diamondbacks, which is historic as they are the first team to hit 4 home runs in a single postseason inning. So we're going to go to the top of the 5th. Brandon Fott strikes out Max Muncy. This would be his final out, a little bit of a short outing, but a phenomenal performance from the D-backs rookie pitcher. He gets a huge ovation as he exits. We're going to go to the top of the 7th now. Still a 4-0 game. Max Muncy once again with 2 outs on a 3-2 count gets an opposite field single. And then Will Smith on the very next pitch goes up the middle. So the Dodgers have a little something brewing against Ryan Thompson. Very next batter, Chris Taylor bloops a single to left. That'll bring Max Muncy home, and the Dodgers get on the board in the 7th to make it 4-1. Then Kike Hernandez, the very next batter, also hits a bloop single to left, scoring Will Smith, and that cuts the deficit in half. So they're going to bring on Andrew Salfrank, the D-backs are, the rookie left-handed pitcher, to face pinch hitter Austin Barnes. And on the very first pitch, Austin Barnes grounds out, and that is the end of the threat in the top of the 7th. So 6 outs to go. Kevin Ginkel facing Mookie Betts with a runner on in the top of the 8th. He strikes out the former MVP, and then he also strikes out another MVP right after in Freddie Freeman. Huge backs out Max Muncy, and there are 2 outs remaining. The next pitch would go to Will Smith, and he had a good night. He hits a single to right field to get the tying run to the plate with 1 out. Then it's Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor hit an RBI single in the 7th, and here he flies out to deep right center. It looked like it could have had a chance, but ultimately it is out number 2. So Paul Sewald, the Diamondbacks closer, has 1 out to get to send the D-backs to the National League Championship Series against Kike Hernandez on a 2-2 count, and Kike lines out, and that would be it. How about the Diamondbacks, who won 84 games in the regular season? They beat the division-winning Milwaukee Brewers, then upset their NL West division rival Dodgers, who won 100 games. They move on to their first National League Championship Series since 2007 and will face the winner of the Phillies and the Braves.
Hello everyone, this is Kyle Cooper. Today we are going to the NBA. The Milwaukee Bucks are now the favorite to win the NBA championship. There was a blockbuster trade this week with Damian Lillard going to the Milwaukee Bucks to join Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Bucks odds are now at 4-1 according to US Sportsbooks to win the NBA Finals. To break down the trade, Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, and Kamara are going to the Blazers, as well as the Bucks' 2029 unprotected first-round pick and unprotected swap rights in 2028 and 2030. The Suns land Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. It's important to know for Suns fans that bringing in 4 players to the team while only sending out 2 will require Phoenix to cut 2 players. For the Phoenix Suns, they lose DeAndre Ayton. Now, Ayton did have some drama with the Suns' former coach Monty Williams and the entire organization about his role. Ayton wanted to have more touches down low, more post-ups, and a bigger part in the overall offense. With new head coach Frank Vogel, it would be sure that Ayton's role would even get smaller with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal all on the same team. Now, Ayton still could have played a crucial role for the Suns if he were to still be on the team. Ayton is now on a rebuilding Portland team and will receive that bigger role he really wanted. If you compare Ayton to Nurkic, you can clearly see that Ayton is the better player. Many people thought throughout the years that Ayton would be a great fit for the Suns, and especially with this newer team, as he's young, athletic, and had great potential. But now he's been traded, and looking at his replacement, Nurkic is 29 years old and certainly not as young and athletic as Ayton was. Some Suns fans could see this as a downgrade. It could also be argued that the Suns did not use DeAndre Ayton to his best ability with his mobility, his youth, and now they have Nurk. The Suns certainly add more youth and depth to their roster. Nasir Little is a 23-year-old 6'5" wing with a 7'1" wingspan, which would definitely help the Suns off the bench. Last season in Portland, he averaged 6.6 points per game and 2.6 rebounds in 18 minutes per game for their first game later in October. For Varsity Sports, I am Kyle Cooper, and enjoy the second half.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster and I'm a senior at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. This semester I will be joining Varsity Sports Show as a social media manager. I'm excited to promote and make engaging and informative content this semester.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
My name is Kyle Krikorian and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster and I'm a senior at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. This semester, I will be joining Varsity Sports Show as the social media manager. I'm excited to promote and make engaging and informative content this semester.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sport. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster and I'm a senior at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. This semester, I will be joining Varsity Sports Show as the social media manager. I'm excited to promote and make engaging and informative content this semester.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
We welcome you back to Olson Stadium in Buckeye, Arizona, on the campus of Buckeye Union High School for Buckeye Union football on Friday night, mid-October. Ryan Sikora, Stephen Buxton here for you on the Varsity Sports Show. Home team down 32. It's a 35-33 lead at the interval for the number one team in 4A, the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks. Everything, Stephen, went their way offensively.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really point out anything specific that really stood out for Yuma Catholic because passing the ball, running the ball, rushing the quarterback, everything went so well for them. It's about as close to a perfect half as you could get.
Rest of our crew tonight, Aaron Decker, our producer, director, handyman, graphics guy, pretty much everything you need him to do. Shea Garrett, Shai Gara, and Piper MacArthur on the cameras for you. We are just on the precipice of the start of the second half. What does Buckeye need to do to claw their way back into this game? It's not a bridge too far quite yet.
Yeah, they've shown it at points. They've shown really good signs on offense. They just need to be able to finish that drive. At this point, you have to accept it, though. You can't take a field goal basically for the rest of this game. You're going for it on fourth down if you want to try and win it every single time. Because when you're down 32 points, you got to take 6 every single time. You just got to play fast. You got to play physical. You got to play aggressive. Lean into the play action. Lean into some of the screens to try and get some broken play. But you got to pull everything out. You can't hold back anything. And you got to, more often than not, come back with 7 every drive.
Defense has to make stops as well.
Yeah, defense has to get stops. They have to get a takeaway. I mean, it's almost impossible at this point to come back without a fumble, without a pick, without some kind of takeaway. You got to get 3 and outs almost every drive.
We ended the half. It was 28-3 after 3 straight punts and then a couple of big-time plays for Daryl Coleman, who was probably the star of this first half for Yuma Catholic.
Yeah, Coleman, he's been everywhere. He's been rushing it. He's been receiving. He's played some special teams. If you're Coach Stallworth, you couldn't be happier than with what you're getting out of him tonight.
Both teams getting set to come out after that one went through the end zone. We're about to start quarter number 3 as they will kick it off. This is the assessment on the penalty.
Your up backs, Castro and Ellis.
An opportunity, Castro and Ellis, the 2 return men. Yuma Catholic going to kick it away. Got a chance to see what is likely going to be the starting quarterback, Zachary Bennett, in the second half after he didn't start the first half. They've been running a 2 QB system, the Hawks have all season long. Won't matter. They need to get the ball to Haskin. They need to get the ball to Shamar Parker, their tailback, as we are underway for quarter number 3. It's Standard who will let it trickle out of bounds. They'll start on the 35.
Just a good play by there, being able to recognize it's going out of bounds and it wasn't going to get into the end zone, being able to get that extra 10 yards. But for Buckeye, you got to be able to look at what happened that last drive, ending with a penalty, and you got to be able to move on from that, forget about it, because going into the halftime, ending on a costly penalty to end of the drive, you just can't have that. You got to look for being able to string multiple plays together, be able to continue getting first downs, and you can't take yourself out of the game like that.
It all rides a lot on really the shoulders of Shamar Parker, and if that run game can get you consistent first down and gains and second and shorts so they can keep the playbook wide open.
It's on Parker, it's on Haskin, it's on Bennett now too, and Castro. They got to get everyone involved. There's nobody on this team that is out of the question at this point. You're pulling everything out. You're just trying to shock this Yuma Catholic defense.
We're having problems with our officials' mic today, so there's unsportsmanlike after the play on Yuma Catholic. So the ball will start at the 35, still as it was. It was offsetting. Quarterback is actually Juarez, interestingly enough. So it was Bennett who finished the first half with that drive. They punted away, and Juarez comes right back out there. Two seniors that are battling for the QB job. Bennett, 6'5", a towering pocket passer. Juarez can give you a little bit more with his feet. As we start the second half, from Buckeye territory, a handoff to Shamar Parker. Bounces forward and carries Stallworth, the linebacker, with him. Got 5, and they're down at the 40.
I mean, Parker just so relentless all night. Those feet don't stop. He made contact with that linebacker right around 2 yards after the line of scrimmage, and he just kept driving, able to get 2-3 more yards, and it's 2nd and 5 now for Buckeye thanks to it.
So on 2nd down, after the Parker carry, they'll give it to Shamar again. Here goes Shamar Parker for a first down, nearing the midfield mark. He lost the football on the way, and it's Yuma Catholic football. Another costly turnover for the Hawks.
You just can't have that for the Hawks. You're trying to claw and scrape your way back into have a chance to win this game. You basically have to play a perfect game so far, and an immediate turnover, you can't have that.
And it looks like Parker is down on the field, too, trying to get up and work off an ankle injury as he jogs off himself. That's so costly, though, at the end of the day, as you said.
Yeah, it's penalties and turnovers. You can't have these self-inflicted wounds. You can't take yourself out of the game. A game that you've already pretty much put yourself in really, really far reach within making competitive and possibly coming back.
11:20 to go, just 40 seconds into this second half, and we see Nash Ott and his offense again, just 3 points away from making this a running clock in the second half. They changed that rule in the offseason. We're in week 8 by now. Most of you watching will know that, but it used to be a full game of 42 as they handed off to Ford, his first carry of this second interval. He gets 3 or 4. But they changed the rule. It was 42 for the full game last season and every season preceding that. Now it's 42 in the first half, 35-point difference leads to a running clock in the second half. It's a 35-33, 32-point lead for the visiting Yuma Catholic Shamrocks and Rhett Stallworth. His son Richard was the quarterback last year, broke all sorts of state records. He's at Northern Colorado now. His other son is the starting linebacker, Rocky, the leader in tackles. He's got a touchdown tonight. Play action, deep shot downfield from Ott. It's bobbled and caught. Dagan Dunn inside the 20.
That's a great play by Dunn, just running the seam right down the middle, able to high point that ball. The concentration to be able to haul it in after bobbling it initially. This Yuma Catholic team, they're a complete offense. They're showing every single phase of the game. Running, passing, short, deep, play action. They've done it all tonight, and it's just so impressive.
New set of sticks at the 16. After the deep ball was converted. It's a bobbled snap as Ott tries to make a positive play out of it, lost a yard. He was slipped up and met on the outside.
On the play.
Ryan, like it might have been Isaiah Marquez. My apologies.
Well, that's basically how the game's gone so far. Every time there's been even the slightest slip up for Yuma Catholic, they're still able to minimize the negative result and even sometimes make a big play out of it. And Buckeye just hasn't been able to do that themselves.
2nd and 11. Ott looking downfield again. A layered throw, was trying to find Zarian Robinson. It was busted up on the outside. Good coverage by Pooney Ellis.
Great play out there by the Buckeye defense. I mean, there was just Ott threw it the only spot you can throw it, but you've got a DB in there just working the entire play, not giving up and able to break it up at the last second.
That's 3rd down. After the big play that got them inside the 20, they've not gone anywhere. 11 to the sticks. Got to get inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line. Hancock in motion. Time for Ott. Going to go for the end zone. Wide open. A receiver. It's Sir Stokes. Inbounds. And a 6th touchdown of this game.
Stokes, he's been the man on offense for Yuma receiving so far this year. And right there, you see it again, able to work his corner immediately, get leverage on that release, and deep downfield, he's able to haul in yet another touchdown, another big play for this Yuma Catholic offense.
And this long night continues for a Buckeye team that started the season 5-0, dropped a tough one at the end of September to Northwest Christian, coming off a bye week. They've not started hot tonight. They probably won't finish hot. It's a 42-3 lead. Number 1 Yuma Catholic stamping a statement across the state here on Friday night.
Hello, friends. Vince DeLisio from the Varsity Sports Show. Thanks for allowing us into your lives every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. These are tough times globally. We see it just as you do. We recognize difficulty, and while our jobs as journalists is to report news, we choose positive, uplifting stories that can inspire you, make you think, make you smile. We thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show.
(42-3). We're in running clock territory. Here from Buckeye, a polite and pleasant Arizona night in the West Valley. Dipped under 80, 75 out. Ryan Sikora, Stephen Buxton. It's about 61 in the booth. It is cold, guys.
Ryan, I forgot my jacket. I didn't know I needed one. I mean, are we in Buckeye? Are we in Alaska right now?
This is the tundra.
Really showing that grit here, being able to fight through the elements.
Crystal clear night. As you see the ball launch into the sky, just shy of the end zone. A return for Standard as he gets down the outside. And Standard is wrapped up just shy of the 25, probably at the 24. No, they'll give him an extra 3 feet, and that's where we'll go. I'll tell you what, I don't think the elements matter for Yuma Catholic. Rain, shine, snow, sleet, they have dominated this football game, and I think they would be dominating it anywhere along this game.
Yeah, what's been most impressive so far is just, again, they have a complete offense. They show different looks. They'll pull out a fullback. They'll work their tight ends. They work the middle of the field, short, deep. They just throw everything at you, and they have so many guys who could make so many different plays. It's so difficult, almost impossible to defend.
After the turnover on the first drive of this first half, the fumble from Shamar Parker, he's still the back out there. And new quarterback, they go back to the slinging 6'5" Zach Bennett. It's a quick out. It's caught by Darius Haskin, who needs to get going. It's probably a little too late now, down 39 points, but still for the confidence heading into the next couple of games.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they didn't have Bennett come out for the second half. He didn't have much time in the first, but I thought he looked pretty good in his handful of plays. He didn't get a chance to show much, but I liked what I see on the handful of throws he made.
And they got to get right at some point. It's a tricky schedule on the way for Buckeye. They finish out this 4A West Valley competition with 3 games after this one. Thunderbird next week, who played Yuma Catholic previously, kept it close. And then St. Mary's, who's a top 20 team led by Jose Lucero. And Lake Havasu, who's currently outside the top 30, but they were a great team last year off the back of Isaac Stopke. They made it all the way to the 4A semis. So always going to give everybody their best game. It's no easy pickings to close out the regular season for Puni Ellis. Rhythm matters. They will hand it off to the new running back. Trying to bounce his way outside, and doing so unsuccessfully was Ali Mohammadi. And on 3rd and 1, he could not get there. Or could he? And they will. They move the chains by maybe about a foot.
Yeah, Ryan, the thing you said there, though, was key. Rhythm matters. And at this point, when you're out of the game so early on, if you're Coach Puni Ellis, you got to establish that rhythm. You got to just string some plays together, find something that you could take and move on into that big game against Thunderbird to hopefully keep your playoff chances alive.
Fresh set. Bennett stepping up, stepping in, throwing over the arm of Haskin. And he just kind of flung that one. It got way out there. Down the seam, but incomplete.
Yeah, it was a good play there. I mean, you've got the right idea. You're just throwing it behind Haskins, basically. I mean, it's really a really tough play. He had to make it over that safety, and he almost did. Bennett, so far, he's, again, in the handful of throws we've seen, he's looked pretty good.
He looks the part. Again, we talked about it, 6'5", which at any high school level kind of makes you an automatic starter in some senses. He's averaging about 13 yards a completion this year. Got 88 yards a game. On second down, it's a quick out. It's caught just shy of the 40 and stepping across. Picked up by Easton Kerr.
Hey, 6'5" and can sling it. I mean, for some coaches, that's their dream, basically.
Number 8, Hancock. Ball be spotted at the 41.
I'm about 6'5" on a good day.
6, third down, 4.
Wait, flip that, 5'6".
Yeah, I wish I was 6'5". I was 6'5" in a dream once.
Must have been a weird dream.
You know?
Third down and 4. I'm going to cut you off. Haskin goes in motion. Under 6 to play in the third quarter. Laird across the middle and incomplete. In and out of the hands of Castro. Fourth down, I'm pretty sure everything might be fourth down territory the rest of the way unless they've resigned to the defeat, and maybe they have. Down 39 points, they'll bring out the punting unit.
Again, great job by Yuma Catholic being able to just keep everything underneath so tight and hardly able to give Buckeye anywhere to go, basically 90% of the night.
Hancock back to return. He's been great tonight. We're in that running clock territory. And it's fair caught at the 23-yard line. So we see this offense again that's looked pretty good. Will they continue to roll out the starters? That's the question mark the rest of the way for Rhett Stallworth.
First down, Yuma Catholic.
Hey, give me my football back!
Hey, Hawk fans, give your Golden Hawk marching band a round of applause of good luck for tomorrow as they travel the Mountain Ridge for their competition show.
They hand it off, and big hole. How about that cut from Ford? One move, and he's into the backfield. He's out past the 50, brought down right at the half-field line.
Ford, he's just been putting on a highlight reel all night, just an absolute clinic. He's hit every single hole, and he's just so explosive, got such a burst, able to just run by defenders at that point. He's been really, really, really impressive all night.
This running game, these chunk plays, these explosive moments have been the difference maker to make it a blowout game instead of a tight one. Hawks will keep fighting. Pride on the line at this point for a top 10 team in 4A. Come into the day 5-1, ranked 6th. That's good pursuit and a thumping hit.
Again, these are the plays you need. You know that you're basically out of it at this point, but just get that feel of getting the right plays, just having a pulse for the first time tonight, really. If you're able to get those tackles for loss, just get into the rhythm going into, again, another really important game next week against Thunderbird.
It was Egypt Bandon who made the play, so it's second down and 12. Bring the fullback in, and Ott will run play action. Drifting outside, slinging it downfield, and caught. Was he in bounds? He was. First catch of the game for Leo Perez, the tight end.
great job by Ott all night. He's been able to buy more time. He's been able to work with his receivers downfield, oftentimes pointing it out, moving them around off schedule. Again, when you've got the offense working this well, when you're able to bring off schedule plays, bring something from outside the playbook, I mean, Yuma Catholic's got it all going, and it looks like they're the team to beat in 4A.
A fun first half has led to a ho-hum start to this second, but it's pitched off, and here's the tailback. First carry of this one for Jose Polk, who's wrapped down, slow to get up. And on the defensive side, there was an offsides call on a member of the Yuma Catholic group.
Holding. Offense number 50. 10 yards on
They also got a hold on Colton Paquette.
Ball spotted at midfield.
So they'll go back 10 and move to midfield for first down and 20. They replay the down. Clock continues to roll, under 2 to play. Quarter number 3 from the outskirts of the valley, southwestern part of Phoenix. It's Buckeye for Buckeye Union High School, number 6 in 4A, getting trounced at the moment by the number 1 team in 4A, maybe a team that could compete at the open level if they were eligible for it. Here is a tuck and run from Ott.
Run out of bounds by Ellis.
And that is curious to me, right? They allow these teams, Stephen, to move up the divisions. You can play as a 4A team in 3A enrollment. You get big school football status, but then you're not allowed to compete in the big school Open 8 competition if you've earned it, because they're technically, Yuma Catholic, a 3A school. But again, they've been determined to be a 4A football school, meaning they're a big school, but at the end of the day, stay with me here, they're not.
Yeah, and at that point, it might be an issue of enrollment for some of these teams playing up, whether you're 3A playing 4A or really just 3A playing 4A. At that point, oftentimes you've got teams with rosters that are 50, 60, 70 going against, you've got Saguaro and Desert Mountain, and you've got all these teams with rosters that are 80, 90 deep.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that sideline over there on the far side, there ain't a lot of dudes in white and gold, and if you look at the near sideline, not a lot of dudes in yellow either. So, again, it makes sense, but at the same time, if you've been deemed to be 4A competitive, you can see some of the logic in, like, hey, maybe they are an open team. That play was blown up on the last one by Lasana Keita, and that takes us to quarter number 4, a 42-3 lead. I'm sure we'll get into the little debate on who can play in the open and who can't as this one rolls along. 12 minutes to go, a 39-point advantage for the visiting Yuma Catholic Shamrocks.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-30.
Start of the fourth quarter, 39-point lead for the Shamrocks out of Yuma Catholic, beating the Hawks out of Buckeye Union. Buckeye trying to avoid back-to-back home losses. Out of their bye week, they lost to Northwest Christian going into it. They don't want to lose coming out, but they're going to. Down 39 points in running clock territory. Yuma Catholic with possession. We were talking about it to end the third quarter. You've got a Yuma Catholic team that is very clearly, we're watching it with our own eyes, good enough to compete at the top of this state. Now, is any 4A team going to go into a game against a 6A school like a Basha or like a Centennial or a Liberty and compete? Probably not, but still the honor of getting there is something that you feel could be disposed. But because Yuma Catholic, as they punt the ball away, is 3A enrollment, they aren't allowed to compete. There's a lot of, as you put it in the break when we were having a conversation, transactional confusion and transactional nature to Arizona high school football.
Yeah, the whole nature of Arizona high school football, it's kind of a perfect storm with geography and partially the timing of the COVID pandemic, because if you look at Arizona, obviously, I'm not sure what the number is, but it's somewhere around 70-80% of the population is all within the Phoenix metropolitan area. And, you know, we can extend that out to Buckeye, we can extend that out east, and if you look at it, everyone's within about an hour drive of each other when you've got other states like California, Texas. I mean, if you're in California and you want to play, let's say Palo Alto, but you're John Bosco, that's a 7-hour drive for you. So in Arizona, starting really, the catalyst was the COVID pandemic because so many teams weren't able to play, and so many of these competitive players looking to get their chance at a college scholarship, they needed that year. So being so close and not having the real district limitations, you can go to school anywhere as long as you're a Maricopa County resident. You don't need to live in a certain district. So you could go transfer over, let's say you're at a Yuma Catholic, you can go transfer over to Basha and get your playing time there. But for these teams that they're, again, like Yuma Catholic, Arizona AIA just announced the upgrades in non-football divisions. I'm not sure if Yuma Catholic moved up. I don't think they did. But if you give a team like Yuma Catholic, if they show well in 4A and football, there's a chance that you've got some of that transactional nature. You could get some of these kids coming over to get up to possibly that enrollment you got to meet for 4A.
Well, and the reality is this in some of that ways. Look at a school like ALA Queen Creek, who are in 6A now this year and are in the open picture now this year. They were 3 years ago in 4A. They've gone up 3 divisions in 3 years. They made the Open in 4A, made the Open in 5A, and are now in 6A with Enoch Watson and competing at a 6A level and probably going to make the Open this year. So there's transactional nature in that as well. After the turnover on downs, 9 minutes and change to go as the Yuma Catholic offense gets back out there and the clock starts to roll.
Yeah, and it really just shows at every level. I mean, college, at the high school level, just the power that football has too. It can change a whole school's athletic program around.
And we'll see and how they've changed the rule recently after all of this super change that kind of happened over the last year or so. They've made it to where you can't get promoted or relegated in the football side of things for 2 or 3 seasons. That's a thumping tackle in the backfield. Ott still out there as the quarterback is an interesting one. You thought they might go to the 2s at this point in the game.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, you could give Dunn the ball, see what he's got tonight, give Stokes the ball, see what you've got in him, but so far, Yuma really just sticking with Ott, sticking with their sophomore, and again, everything's working so far, so you can't fault them, but at some point you got to be a little concerned for risk of injury having him out there too long.
In fairness, outside of Ott, there's not really another guy. There's no Coleman. The running back is not Ford, so we've kind of rotated everybody else in the skill positions. Ott will throw, wind. It's a good one. It's picked up and caught, but going backwards is Rogelio Torres.
The number 9 Torres, game tackle by the Hawks. Ball will be spotted at the 18. A loss of the play will bring up 3rd down.
We look at the rest of the way for Buckeye Union. We mentioned it earlier. A big one next week on the road against Thunderbird, trying to get back. They're going to fall to 5-2, and they're going to have 2 straight losses. They'll take on the Titans, who are 5-2 as well, ranked number 9 in the 4A level. After that, St. Mary's, and then ending the season against Lake Havasu.
Yeah, and Buckeye, they're going on the road. They've been really good on the road so far this year. They're undefeated on the road, so it's going to be interesting to see how they can rally back from this against what could be their season, what could be their playoff hopes next week.
3rd and 14. Ott's going to keep it, look for something, has nothing, but then gets his tight end down in the flat. That's actually his running back out of the backfield, Nick Lopez. Got back to the initial line of scrimmage. It's 4th down and 10. I think we're finally going to get a chance to see the field goal unit. So Bloomquist, who's 5 for 5 in the first half and now 6 for 6 in the extra point market, is going to come out and attempt his first field goal of the night. He's got plenty of leg. This would be a 32-yarder. We saw a 28-yarder earlier from Negrete, the Buckeye kicker from this same exact hash. This is 4 paces back from that one. Clock still ticking. This would make it a 42-point game. Snap is good, hold is good. Bloomquist with his toe, pops it through, would have been good from 40. And it's a 45-3 lead here on Friday night. We're going to end early, but it's still been a fun football game to watch. Number 1 in the 4A ranks in this state. They are legit.
Hey listeners, it's Vince from the Varsity Sports Show. Tune in this Saturday as we broadcast live from the Arizona State Fair. It's been at the same location since 1905, and this year, the Varsity Sports Show will be there too. We'll also give you a double shot of funny with Ask Lucas and Beachin' with Beal's Southern California Surf Report. Start your weekend off with a smile with the Varsity Sports Show Saturday morning from 8 to 10 on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona.
After the field goal, 42-point lead. It's a 45-3 contest. We were talking about how Buckeye Union remaining schedule, their last 3 games, tough stretch. Thunderbird next week, a top 10 opponent. Well, Yuma Catholic just beat them 24-7, so not that the scoreboard really matters for results like that, but you look at it, that's a 17-point loss for Thunderbird. They're going to be playing against a team that just lost by at least 42. I doubt this game gets much closer from here. So Buckeye have got their work cut out for them. Yuma Catholic end the season at home against Lake Havasu. They don't have to make a 5-hour drive. And then they go on the road to Northwest Christian to end the regular season. That's a Crusaders team that are also very legit. They could be top 2 in the state at the 4A level by the time the season's done.
Yeah, that game to end the year might really be, essentially game of the year for 4A, because that's probably going to be the 2 top seeds for those playoffs. And with Northwest Christian, they've been rolling. They're undefeated so far, so that should be a really, really good one to watch.
Currently ranked number 4, as there's a end around to Haskin, the dynamic playmaker, trying to stay in bounds. He stutter steps through. How about Darius Haskin? Slow day at the office for him, but still making a play that goes on the reel.
And late in the game, you're still able to potentially, you could get this play, you could get maybe 1 or 2 more and just get him in that rhythm going into the big game next week.
Look at the rest of the picture around the state as we go through the open 8 playoff teams. Right now it's Centennial, a ranked team nationally by Max Preps. Liberty, much of the same. They're 1-2. Centennial number 1. The Lions ranked 2nd. Both teams out of Peoria in the northwest part of the state and the valley. Basha ranked number 3. Chandler number 4 after their loss a week ago to Centennial. Talked about ALA Queen Creek a little bit earlier. They were a 4A team a couple of years ago. They're number 5. Desert Mountain, who Steven's pretty familiar with, ranked 6th. Desert Edge, another 5A school, in the 7th spot, and Pinnacle rounds it out. They're the 8. 4A, Mika Mountain. They are right now the number 2 seed in 4A, but because they are a 4A enrollment school, they are eligible to compete in the Open. All they've really got to do is win out. They've got 4 games to go. If they can win all of those, they might even be in the Open 8 picture. So that's kind of how it shapes up there. Look at the 4A rankings as a whole after that one's close to the sticks. It's Yuma Catholic. You're watching them right now, number 1 in 4A. Saw Micah Mountain. Canyon Del Oro ranked 3rd, number 10 in the Open picture, so they're banging on the door. Northwest Christian, we talked about them. Arcadia, how about the season they're having? 7-0. For the Titans, Buckeye Union, they'll fall. They're currently 6th. AZ College Prep are 7. Lee Williams 8, Thunderbird 9. Eastmark in 10th, the defending 3A champions. It's anybody's game when you look out past Yuma Catholic. Anybody from 2 to 10 could probably win this state.
And if you're looking at it too, the key for Yuma Catholic and Northwest Christian, looking towards the end of the season, they're both 3A schools, and luckily for, if you're just looking from a fan perspective, it's looking like since those two aren't going to be eligible for the Open at all, I mean, they could be on a collision course for a potential state championship.
100%. I mean,
All right, here we go.
there's nothing you can really say about it other than that, as we get some of the referee voice in your ears.
Ball spotted at the 38.
Who do you like out of that, though? We've seen Buckeye tonight. I think they're very much still within the hunt for being a contender and a competitor at the very least at this level. I think you can't look past Yuma Catholic, but let's take away the obvious. I think Northwest Christian, Arcadia might have a say in all this, though. They are really, really talented.
Yeah, Arcadia, I mean, you can't argue with 7-0. They're playing against Combs next week, so if they could just take care of business and they potentially 9-1, potentially 10-0, they could have a say in the Open. They could also go in as one of the top seeds as they currently are right now in Florida.
Here's a big run up the middle for a touchdown. First touchdown of the game for the Hawks, Ali Mohammadi. Right up the gut for 6. Something to hang your hat on with 3:23 to go.
Number 15, Ali Mohammadi.
Mohammadi, his second touchdown of the year. It's his first touches of the night, and if you're Coach Ellis, you've got to like what you're seeing out of your junior.
He's the guy that's got next. Shamar Parker and him make a pretty talented 1-2 punch. So it'll still be a 35-point score, which means the clock will still run with 3:23 left. Negrete, his second kick of the game, is up and good. How about that? Ali Mohammadi gets right up the middle, punches one in for a touchdown. First of the night for Buckeye Union. Their season winding down. They need to get some momentum going. That might do it. 45-10 here on the Varsity Sports Show.
Hello, friends. Vince DeLisio from the Varsity Sports Show. Thanks for allowing us into your lives every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. These are tough times globally. We see it just as you do. We recognize difficulty, and while our jobs as journalists is to report news, we choose positive, uplifting stories that can inspire you, make you think, make you smile. We thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show.
We bring you back after that touchdown from Ali Mohammadi. 35-point lead. Ryan Sikora, Stephen Buxton, the rest of the crew, Shea Garrett, Shai Guerra, Piper McCarthy, the camera crew. Aaron Decker is leading the charge up here next to us on what has been a big night for Yuma Catholic. One of the few games going on this weekend. It seems like everybody's on spring break. Everybody's got a bye week. Nobody's playing football, so that's led to some eyes coming out here to the southwest part of the state. That's bobbled on the way, still loose. And I think Buckeye Union have it, and they do. It was bobbled on the way there by Leo Perez and recovered by Amara Keita.
Yeah, that's a great play from Buckeye. And again, you're just trying to get some kind of feeling. You're trying to get some kind of rhythm going, trying to just get those good plays that you could grasp on going into next week. And just the relentless effort from Keita, just continuing to work down the field, not quitting, still going after the ball. And Buckeye able to benefit from it in one of the few bright spots they've had tonight.
Ball to number 6, Juarez. Getting tackled by Yuma Catholic. No gain.
Maybe some mojo getting going with bye week. It took them a while to get going. Now with under 3 to play. Again, we've talked a lot about that Thunderbird game here in this fourth quarter. Any positives you can take down the stretch to get your team back in the game mentally, just to feel like they did something right, is always good. Quarterback is once again rolling out here as they flush him away. He's pointing downfield. He's got nowhere to throw. There's a flag down in the backfield, either a hold or something coming on the offense here probably, as Ricky Juarez has seemingly won the starting job.
Yeah, I mean, Juarez, he's done all he can tonight. He's made plays with his legs. He's done all right throwing the ball. It's just what more can you do when you've just been clearly outmatched all night?
They'll go backwards, back to the 50.
Flag on the back. Offense, number 64. 10 yards to the previous spot.
Got a block in the back on the offense, number 54. That would be marked down as Levi Lipinski. They will run it, and another big hole through the middle.
Walker, number 15.
Mohammadi, the touchdown scorer, back down at the initial line. Back inside the 40, clock's going to keep ticking. 100 seconds left. Big takeaway from this one, Stephen.
I mean, how could you not be impressed with Yuma? With Yuma Catholic, just absolute domination, almost perfect football on every side of the ball.
Stick around, Varsity Live postgame tonight, and then also a chance for Stephen to maybe get an interview with Puni Ellis after the game. He's going to go down there in just a moment, and we might do it live. If we don't, you can check us out on @VarsityShow. Our Twitter handle, Instagram is the same. Coach Ellis going to have a conversation, talk about his team after a second consecutive loss. He'll get back to work, and I'd imagine he's going to be very prepared for the Thunderbird game coming up. If we're prepared talking about it as much as we have, I hope he is. It's a big stretch of games with 3 to go. The playoff picture starting to take shape in the back half of the season. Juarez looking downfield, and it is in and out as Stephen makes his way. Thank him for his service here tonight. He's going to go down there, hopefully get this interview done.
Second down.
Puni Ellis will be an unhappy man, but always a happy man, always a smile on his face, a man of the islands of Hawaii, always a positive thinker, a man for the people, a servant to his students of the game. Clock is halted at 40 seconds. His quarterback is going to take a shot for the end zone, and it's caught. Streaking down and in.
Was pass complete to 19. Christopher.
It was a
Mace.
Christopher Mace catch, who has not appeared on the stat sheet a whole lot this year, but it is a pretty darn good final 4 minutes for Buckeye Union. How about that? Don't you just love football? Negrete's kick, true as ever. 28-point game. Who would have thought that a couple of minutes ago? 45-17. Yuma Catholic still well on their way to an 8-0 start, but Buckeye Union making some noise down the stretch.
17.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity.
2 touchdowns in about 2 minutes for the Hawks of Buckeye Union have made this one a much closer game than it was at the start of this 4th quarter. And they faked the onside kick. They tried to get him honest after they recovered the last one. Referees will stop play. Flag went. I think Yuma Catholic jumped. We'll get a chance to hear from the White Hat in a moment.
Outside. Receiving team. 5-yard penalty. Free kick.
Yep, and it's an offside on the receiving team, a 5-yard penalty. They'll go up a little more. So, okay, why not? have a fun finish. Let's try and, get another one if you're the Hawks. I will admit I have never seen a crazier thing than back-to-back onside recoveries led by 21 points in about 3 minutes, but who knows? Every day's a school day. You got to learn something, see something new every chance you get. Perfect time as ever for Buckeye Union to get going. As it is an onside attempt, it's avoided on the way and pounced on by Jeremiah Polk. Cornerback keeps it. Yuma Catholic are a kneel away.
Recovered by number 6, Jeremiah Polk. No return.
So it's worth noting that Buckeye have all 3 timeouts to close it out. The band's still humming along.
34 kicks left to go.
As we thank the rest of our team tonight, Shea Garrett, Shai Guerra, and Piper MacArthur, her debut today. Down on the field, she's doing the handheld cam. That's as hard of a job as I've ever seen. She's got a nice little setup to help her out. Shea's down on the sideline. They might have swapped, actually, now that I'm looking down there. Of course, Shea swapped. She much prefers the handheld. She always has. Shai up top for us, and everybody led by Aaron Decker, our producer-director. Had some technical difficulties in the beginning. We fought through it. We figured it out. Wi-Fi has been a struggle out here, but we made it work. And for my partner, Stephen Buxton, who's going to do the interview post-game, we won't go live for that, so check out the Varsity Show, Twitter pages. Post-game, we're going to get that interview hopefully out sometime tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, 8 a.m., the Varsity Sports Show on KDUS AM 1060. We're going to be on site at the Arizona State Fair. Steven's going to be there tomorrow as well. He's pulling double duty, a late shift in the early morning. As Yuma Catholic moved to 8-0. How about the start to the football season that the Shamrocks have had after they lost in the quarterfinals of the 4A playoffs last year? Back-to-back losses for Buckeye Union and Puni Ellis. They lose to Northwest Christian, a top 5 team, and they lose to top 5 Yuma Catholic. Your final score, 45-17. Signing off mid-October on a Friday night. Stay spooky here in Buckeye. 45-17, your final score. For the entire crew, we say goodnight. Enjoy the rest of your Friday the 13th. Go watch a movie.